Peace to my sis, y'all. Happy Monday. Happy start of the week. So I'm starting here with a message, and I'm using my parents just don't understand deck, which is my youngest son's deck and his creation and idea. Z Zalo under the Talking Tarot brand. I'll post a link where you guys can check it out if you would like to get this deck and purchase this deck. But before I get started, I want to give a small message. To anybody that's on my list, my friend list on social media, as far as like Facebook, or Instagram. And most of the people that's connected to me by now know what I do for work. Part of what I do for part of my work is I'm a medium. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not embarrassed by it or any of that. Okay. So there may be people that don't comprehend that ability. And I completely get it. I'm not here to try to change nobody's belief system. I'm here to share my own experiences and to, relay messages that I receive from the divine. So on that note, anybody who feels indifferent or ill will towards what I do, I'm going to ask that you politely respect yourself enough to just leave my platform or leave my page or unfriend me. Whether you know me, whether you're family or not, I will not take that personal. Everything is not for everybody. But I am no longer going to walk in the shadows of who I am to make everybody else who don't understand who I am uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable with what I do, with my ability to speak to the other side because you think they're dead and they ain't saying nothing to you and they're not communicating with you and you're under the impression that they don't exist or they can't communicate, I ask that you kindly leave my page. I ask that you kindly leave my page if you think I'm crazy or you think I'm nuts or I belong to some sort of mental institution. I kindly ask that you leave my page, because if you're still sitting here watching me and absorbing everything that I do and feeling some type of way about me, I'm going to have to say that I think maybe you should be the one to admit yourself into a mental institution, because that's really not logical to sit somewhere where you think something is wrong with what somebody is doing, but you won't disconnect from that energy. I kindly ask that you respect yourself enough to leave my stage, to leave my presence, because I don't care to get on my page and see people posting, indirect stuff trying to attack my gift about how you respect the dead and all this. But if you talk to dead people, you belong in a mental institution. Yeah, I think you belong in a mental institution if you're connecting to somebody that you feel that way about and you're not disconnecting yourself from that. I wouldn't want to be connected to somebody who I felt needed to be in a mental institution, because that would say a lot about myself. So now that that's out of the way, I just want to let people know, yes, I am a very positive person, but positive don't equal pushover. So let's get that understood. There's going to be times where I may voice my how I feel about something on my page. It don't mean that I won't say it to your face, because anybody who know me personally know how I'm cut. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. I'm not a Facebook gangster. I will see you in person in real life. You understand? So it ain't that type of party. Let's not get that twisted. Okay, I'm a positive person. I live in that energy, but positive. I'm balanced with it. Ain't nothing fairy tale all the time. Okay, just because I'm positive don't mean I will not say what I gotta say to you, and you ain't gonna like how I say it, and you might not like how I say it, but don't get that twisted. All right. So now that that's out of the way, I had a dream last night about a child, all right? And I want to tell people to, pay closer attention to your children, because in this dream, this was a newborn baby. And this baby had broken ribs, and the leg on this baby was broken. And the young lady that was in my dream, she was very short. She looked young. She was pregnant again. And she was knocking at this door. It was a gated community. She was beating at the door. It looked like it was some sort of town apartment buildings or whatever you call those, like project type of places where people live. And I think she was looking for her child's father or whatever. He was in there with another female or whatever. However, this was being taken out on that child, and this young lady was pregnant again. So that kind of disturbed me. I felt like I needed to come here with that. So parents, this is for you. All right. So what came out is I'm not emotionally lazy. I'm emotionally exhausted. So some of y'all may feel like your children are lazy. And that could be the case, but sometimes depression causes your child to be lazy, or their mental and emotional condition causes them to be lazy. All right. And some of the things that may be causing them to feel tired and not have the energy is because they may feel some sort of rejection, either from, their siblings, from their family, from school, or from the people in their area. They may feel left out or rejected. I feel like this is about home. Some of you may be very strict in the household as far as your belief systems, because here I have respect, honor, and journey. So your children may not be interested in your beliefs, or may not like going to church, or may not like going to, wherever you take them, to mosque or wherever. So a lot of times as young children, growing up, our parents made us go. A lot of their children go. They didn't have a choice in anything. Okay. And I feel like, I don't tell nobody how to raise their children, but sometimes that causes other issues with your children when they're not able to express being who they are, and they're not respected for how they feel about certain things. This is my kind of like my hierophant for my son's teenager truth day. All right. And so this may have something to do or play a part in the religious system that's at home. All right. Privacy. But he came out in reverse. So I feel like this child feels like that they may not have the structure that they really need, or they're not being paid enough attention to. And the way they're not being paid attention to, and the way they want to be paid attention to. All right. This child may spend a lot of time alone, and some of my parents may be just writing that off as that's just how they are. But the truth is, that child may want you to come in and ask questions, even if they act like they don't. They may want you to want to know what they're doing. They may feel like, why they don't care what I do. They just let me do whatever, and they think, they don't even try to investigate. This privacy came out in reverse. Most people don't read reversals. I read reversals. I read everything. Okay. Then you have tired of being lectured in reverse. That to me is coinciding with privacy in reverse. Maybe this child may want some sort of structure in other ways in their life, and they may not be getting what they really want. They may want to know. They may want you to want to know what they're doing. Sometimes kids do things for attention, and I feel like with this here is that this could be a child that may feel like they wish they had parents like another child or other siblings that they're around. Okay. Because this child may feel restricted in some sort of way. You have strict here. You have stop comparing me to others, okay. And we have to be careful of that as parents, because sometimes we see other children and we like, wow, we can't, or comparing them to their siblings, and every child is unique. I don't care if you have the same mother or father. Those children are still individuals, and we have to remember that each child is going to be different. Some children may be more advanced than some children. Some children may be more grounded at certain things, and some children may not be as advanced as other children in certain areas. But we can't make those children feel left out in the cold because of that, because here you have stress. So some of y'all may have children that just got a lot on their mind, and a lot of the things they have on their mind could be what's coming out here in this energy. So I'm going to clarify this for my collective, and this is strictly for my parents. All right. Or if you have children that you're raising or taking care of or watching. Okay. You have the Seven of Pentacles. This child has a lot on their mind. And so what we may consider as lazy could just be simply a child that may be exhausted emotionally. They feel drained. We as adults get that way. And when we get emotionally drained, we don't feel like doing nothing. We don't feel like doing it. Sometimes we don't even want to get up, wash the dishes. We don't want to take a bath. We don't want to clean up. We don't want to do nothing. When we get emotionally exhausted, your mind is all over the place. And so I feel like this child may be absorbing a lot of things going on around them that they may not have a full, complete understanding of, but they feel like the adults they're around may not be interested in why they're either acting out, or why, they may feel resentful towards certain things, or why they're feeling, acting out a certain way, or just turning down going places, don't want to go anywhere, or don't want to get involved in certain activities. This child may feel like you're being passive to their emotions. Tired of being lectured is in reverse. Most kids, they don't want to be lectured. So however, some of y'all may have children that want you to talk to them, want you to sit down and explain things and have a powwow with them. Sometimes they may want you to come into their room and see what they're doing, or they want you, to feel like you care about what they're doing. Most kids don't want you in their room. They don't want you in their stuff. Whoever I'm speaking to, this child wants to know that you care about what's going on with them. You have strict upright. So this child is feeling restricted from something. And I feel like they're feeling restricted from the bond that they crave, all right, with the adult around them, rejected. You have the King of Wands, somebody, you may have a child that's dealing with their father, feeling like their father is rejecting them, all right. In this dream, it was, there was a father in this dream, but he was there being very neglectful to the child, all right. The father was very neglectful to the child, was not caring for the child properly. This child had broken ribs, broken bones, and it was a baby. Then you have the Queen of Wands here on the top of the deck with the Two of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So there could be a couple that has a child that's not even together. All right. And this could be causing some sort of stress and anxiety to the child or to your children. All right. Respect, honor, and journey. Clarify respect, honor, and journey for my parents. You have the Magician. Again, this child may have an issue with the belief system that they may be growing up under. With the Magician here. Okay. I want to say that our new age children, parents, they're not falling for a lot of the things that we fell for when it came down to our religious beliefs. They're not. You know, we, as much as we sit and pray over our children, or we sat and we worship together with them, those children, sometimes their mind, they may be there, their bodies may be there, they may say everything that you want them to say or act the way you want them to act, but their mind and their heart is somewhere else. And that's something that all of us at some point as parents are going to have to come to grips with, that our children are way more tapped in than we were as young people. It's a different age that we're living in now. All right. The age of Aquarius is all about higher consciousness and information. So they're not falling for a lot of that stuff we were indoctrinated with. They're coming in with clarity with this high priestess energy. They see through the shenanigans of a lot of beliefs, the systems that we're taught when we were younger, the indoctrination. They see through this stuff. Look at that. I can't make this up. Our kids are born already tapped in with that third eye already open. And a lot of us are going to be disappointed as parents when our children walk away from that religious system that we wanted them to stay stuck in. They're not interested. They have no motivation whatsoever to be interested. They're not, this stuff that we're learning, that if you are a religious parent and you're trying to raise your children the way we were raised in religion, that's part of the reason why your children are going through what they're going through as well. But they may not feel comfortable expressing that to you. All right. They may not even want to hear what you have to say because in their mind, they already know what you're going to say. So some of y'all could be very religious, strictly in a religious sense to your children. All right. Tired of being lectured. Clarify tired of being lectured to my collective parent. Oh, my goodness. Y'all got death that came out in revert and it came out sideways. So I feel like some of you may lecture your children, but the way you're lecturing them is always about something and I keep picking up either something spiritual or religious. They don't want to hear that all the time. Kids just want to be kids. That's what they want to do. Some of these kids want to go and move away from home. And I feel like with this Six of Swords here and the Four of Wands, you know, some of y'all could be so tied up into your religion and your relationships that your child almost feel invisible in this. All right. Some of these children, some of y'all could be sending y'all children to go live in other places while y'all going through whatever y'all going through, or sending your child away because you think they're rebellious, or you think that, you know, they're having some sort of issue. They're hard-headed. They're going through something. And you're not taking out the time to see what's really going on, and you may think you are, but that child may be afraid to express what's going on to you. So I see this magician as this stress energy here. All right, this child, they want to talk about multiple things that's getting on their nerves, but children a lot of times won't express that because we're told that, you know, hey, you in my house, you're gonna be by my rules. This is, you know, you're gonna do what I say, or you can get the hell out. And some of y'all kids want to get the hell out. Some of them may be moving out, or you may have problems with your child running away from home because they feel imprisoned at home. They feel like they're invisible. They don't have any outlet. They feel mentally, emotionally restricted. This is depression. So some of y'all children could be dealing with this. Okay. And some of my parents may even be dealing with this issue. Okay. And you're extracting this issue on. Children can feel your energy. You extract your energy to your children. They can feel and sense that energy. Clarify privacy in reverse for this energy. Ten of Wands almost wanted to fall. Privacy in reverse. You have the Four of Pentacles. This child, your children are holding back how they feel. You have the King of Swords. Okay. You have the Ten of Pentacles and you have the Two of Wands. I feel like some of these children are feeling this way because of the separation between the mother and the father, or a male figure being in the home. All right. A lot of times us as women, we raise our children by ourselves. And sometimes our children subconsciously are affected by that. We may not see it because we feel like we're doing all that we can financially for our children. But the problem is imbalance. When there is no masculine energy in that household, sometimes children are affected deeply by that, subconsciously, emotionally, and we don't see it. All right. There's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy, Pisces energy here. And I feel like some of my parents, you're doing the best that you can with what you got. You're doing the best that you can with what you got. And I commend you for that. All right. Some of y'all may work a lot as parents. Some of y'all really may work a lot. And I feel like, for the fathers that's out here going through court issues or going through some sort of battle with your child's mother, you may want to try to take legal action of this. Because right now, some of my children are feeling abandoned. They're feeling abandoned because of whatever the issues the mother and the father is going through. And for my mothers that's dealing with men that's, deliberately not there and rejecting your children, hats off to you too. But I also want to commend or suggest that with this King of Swords out here, that you try and get your child some therapy. Try to get them some therapy. All right. This can represent a therapist. This can represent a doctor, a person, a counselor. So this child is holding back a lot of emotion. A lot of emotion. This child is very closed off for a lot of different reasons. But I feel like there's a lot of things this child wants to express, and it's due to a missing father figure. All right? A missing father figure. And I'm going to tell you, as a single parent myself, sometimes we will, as a mother, we get on our damn kids' nerves, especially boys. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk to them a lot. And boys don't always want to be talked to. They want to be nurtured, but when they get a certain age, though, that goes out the window. It starts to become other things they need that we as women, we simply can't relate to it because we're not men. We don't have the genetic makeup as a man, So mothers, ladies, those that think you can raise a man and all of that, you can raise a decent human being. But I'm sorry. Scientifically, you cannot teach a man how to be a man. You can teach him how to be the kind of man you want or the type of man that you think he should be. But a man, you don't have the DNA factors to tap into that. You can't relate to your sons in a lot of ways because you're a woman. Give me clarity for stop comparing me to others. For my collective parents, for their children. You have the Tower. Some of y'all children may have some sort of anger and resentment towards you because they feel like you may be comparing them to their siblings, or they may feel like, they may be comparing themselves because of some of the things that you may be saying to your child. So you may want to watch how you discipline your child, how you're talking to your child, or how you are acknowledging or not acknowledging your child, because they could be silently comparing themselves to others and feeling like, they may. Some of your children may feel like they don't, they're a screw up, or they don't fit in with this Tower energy, and to stop comparing me to others. This is someone who's bottling up. This is a child that's dying to be seen for some sort of, different talent or something that stand out about them, and they're comparing themselves to others because they want to be recognized as somebody that stands out with some sort of talent. And some of y'all have children that are talented and don't even know it because you ain't paying attention. And this is another thing that I'm picking up on in this reading. Clarify strict for this energy, and I'm gonna clarify one last energy, and I'm out of here. Y'all know what to do. If it's major, hit me on my page. If you guys want to, get a reading for your child, we can work something out for that. I can definitely help in that area as well. Clarify strict for the Ace of Swords. Okay. Yes, I feel like your children feel like they may want to be able to have a conversation with you, but they may not feel like they can open up to you, so they feel restricted in the communication. All right. Some of your children may feel restricted in what they can come and say to you. And whoever this is, I feel like you have some of y'all got some brilliant children out here. Look at this, the terrifying. Some of y'all have some very bright, brilliant children that may want to express their feelings to you about your beliefs, about whatever it is you're trying to make them believe or whatever it is you're trying to teach them. They may have a different perspective that they want to express to you, but they feel restricted, like they can't come to you and talk about this. Regardless of what you believe, I feel like you should, as a parent, allow your children the room to tell them how they feel about what it is that you're teaching them. If you're teaching them, about, if you're Baptist, Catholic, Muslim, Christian, whatever you are, give your child the room and ask them, how do you feel about God? How do you feel about the Bible? How do you feel about this? Do you like going here? Don't be the kind of parent that, well, you don't have a choice. Be fair to your children, because you don't want to keep a generational curse going. This is how they continue. This is how we end up with a globe full of generational curses, because children are born into them. And we're just, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Somebody got to break the chain. Somebody got to cut through it. Somebody has to change the dynamic of the direction of this root chakra here. Somebody has to allow their children the freedom to speak and tell them how they feel, whether you agree with it or not. Okay? This is what I'm picking up from this energy. Clarify stress. 7 of Wands again. 4 of Cups. Wow. And the 5 of Wands. This child feels like if they express what they feel towards you, that it's going to be a problem. The 7 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. Some of you have children that have another direction that they want to go in their life, whether it is school, whether it's religion, whether it's some sort of sport that they may be playing, whether it's some sort of job they may have, whatever this is that your child is dealing with or that you're dealing with your child. They don't want to go in the direction you're trying to force them to go in. They don't want to, go in this religious direction, go in this educational direction. There's something else that they're envisioning. They have their own goals and their own dreams that they feel like, as a parent, you're not respecting. Okay? Our children do deserve to have a voice in our households. Contrary to the popular belief that we were taught, you don't have a voice here. Okay? We have to unlearn that, y'all. We got to unlearn that, or we're going to keep raising a bunch of depressed children that's going to keep turning to drugs, alcohol, turning to the streets, or just flat out being depressed, not knowing how to open up and love. We're going to keep on perpetuating that if we do not allow our children to express themselves. It's a way that you can allow your children to tell you how they feel about things that you're passionate about, that you feel strict and solid and hardcore about, without making them feel like they can't talk to us, or they feel rejected, or that they're going to get in trouble with this 5 of Wands energy. This is what makes our children closed off, and we sit around with them painted this picture perfect story for our lives and our children and our family, and our kids be sitting back looking at us like, shit, ain't nothing picture perfect about this, but in our minds it is. All right. So that's the reading. I want to encourage all my parents to talk to your children, allow them to express themselves, whether it's something that you're not going to like or not. All right. Some of your children are really feeling like you're not interested in how they feel, unless it's how you want them to feel with this lecture in reverse and the death coming out sideways, Scorpio energy. All right. Aries energy is out here as well. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius is out here. So yes, I do want to encourage my parents to talk to your children. And if they don't respond in the beginning, keep talking to them. Give them a chance to come out. And a lot of this is due to some sort of father figure not being absent, and it could be just some sort of breakup, or they went off and started another family, whatever this is. If it's major, y'all know what to do. Hit me on my pager. Enjoy the start of y'all week, and happy Monday, y'all.